My dream would be just embrace and welcome them, and at the same time give our support. We are in this together. We are one big family.
Australia is built on the strengths of migrants and refugees. With their drive for a better future, with their incredible sense of resilience and resourcefulness, could contribute so much to the enhancement of our own society.
I just want people to be more welcoming, people to be, to know more about the community. But we really have to go out there and really know these people around us. They inspire me with all the help that they give, with all the time that they share with the community.
Well, my engagement with this interview is through the Sydney Alliance. I've been volunteering with them for few years, and they do campaigning for several issues like transport and welcoming asylum seekers in our communities, and they work on housing, affordable energy. In the general sense, I volunteer for different causes, but mostly for refugees, people seeking asylum, and young people.
With the Sydney Alliance, I'm working with them as a practicing assistant community organizer, specifically for people seeking asylum. My work has to do with organizing community with where we have asylum seekers precisely from the African community, because there are a lot of asylum seekers here in Australia. They don't even know where to access services. They don't even know their rights. They don't even know what are the pathway for them to be able to do something at the end of the day they can be valuable to the student community. So with my work with the Sydney Alliance, serve as an eye-opener, to go to the grassroots community people who are asylum seekers, try to identify some of their needs and mechanism as to how to make this place a better place for everyone.
I was very pleased that this initiative came about, and we began this journey of welcoming and walking with our fellow travelers, refugees and migrants. It's that sense of solidarity with the people on the margins that drove us to embrace this initiative and kind of re-conscientize the people as to the plight of refugees and migrants around the world and in our midst.
We've got JRS, which is Jesuit Refugee Services, HOW, which is House of Welcome, and there is a lot of things out there as well that you can do is do a table talk, and this would really allow you to have the time to speak to others.
When you go to these events that are organized by you guys, you realize everyone out there is very open and they're ready to sit down and listen to a story and reflect on it and interact with that person that is telling that story. A lot of times where I'm telling my story, and there are a lot of women in the audience, and they would reflect on the story differently because they see it from my mum's perspective and how she had to take us through these different countries and then bring us to Australia where she feels less safe. And so they reflect on that in their life and in their own sense. And they'd ask me questions about my mum and how's she doing right now and how did she feel it through that journey. And and other times you're talking to an audience with a lot of elderly people. And some of them will tell you, well, I came after World War II to Australia, and a lot of the things that you're talking about, the rationing or feeling unsafe or feeling uncertain are things that we experienced in our childhood. And so, people reflect on stories differently, and each time you learn something new from your story because other people are reflecting on it.
Mary Queen of the Family Parish is a very, very multicultural, welcoming community, and everyone is welcome and to come and join us. I'm lucky and I'm so happy that I'm part of the social justice group, which we started almost 3 years now. This is the second year that we've actually done a food drive for House of Welcome. On Sundays, which is a big, big thing, after the 10 a.m. Mass, we have morning tea hosted by different groups, and we are present for each one, and you can reach out to each one.
I need to have that ability to give out to the Australian community, making this place to become a home, to make a home for everyone. I just want to be part of that diversity that will help Australia to be able to reach to the global map in terms of diversity.
My message is that to Australians, they need to think about their lives right now, what kind of power they can do and what kind of effect they have on other people's lives. And so thinking about asylum seekers, how can we make them happy? And I'm not saying we need to bring all 65 million refugees to Australia, but at least try and not make asylum seekers' lives any harder than it already is.
These are people that we as an organization, we as community people, we have been working with them in our community. They are not criminals. They are not bad people. We actually want them to stay in this community because they have more to give. So I just want people to be able to support the work of the diocese. It is for the whole general community. So we actually want people to be able to follow their work and ask yourself, how can I be able to be part of their work? If each and every individual asks themselves such a question, you can be able to find a pathway as to how you can be able to support the work of the diocese at Parramatta. And it is something I just believe will have a very huge impact.
As a Catholic community, this is where we can make a difference, not only to migrants and refugees directly, but even to the rest of the country in terms of moving public opinion in relation to migrants and refugees, in terms of pointing out the fair-mindedness and the long tradition of welcoming migrants and refugees in Australia.
We have to remember that we are one happy family. Everybody has a role to play. We have to be part of the community, get out there and help. And speak out. Don't hesitate to speak out, because your presence means a lot.